Okay, here we go with a match. Looks like we're against Tron, huh? Okay. This matchup is pretty swingy, but spreading seas is an important one. This is a big play draw sort of thing. Obviously, he has the turn two, the turn three natural Tron because I say natural. I mean it's an expedition map fueled, but that counts. Pretty dumb. Uh, I'm not what you would consider a rager in Magic, but Tron makes me rage sometimes. Sometimes you can kill their first three lands and they'll still Tron you. Okay, so let's talk about the matchup for a minute. You always, if you have a spreading seas or a destruction effect, you always hit the non-tower first. Uh, the reason why is say that. Okay, so let me spam out my turn here first. It's like we're gonna have to try to fight through an O stone here. So if they have two pieces of it and they have to use those two pieces to crack a map or whatever, if the two pieces they have that they have in play are tower and power plant, and they have to crack the map for a mine. Then they play the mine, they get 2 mana. But if they have a mine and a power plant, they crack it for a tower, play the tower. All of a sudden they have 3 mana. So you actually want to play to target the non-towers first, which can be counterintuitive. I don't really know how we're gonna beat this. Double O stone, huh? It's cute. Um, 1, 2, 3. So it'd be 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I'm counting if we just play Master how much damage we'll have by the end of the next turn, and it's 17 if he didn't have a fifth land. That's frustrating. I think we start with. Just want to make sure I was talking over it and I. Okay, that's what I thought. I played the Mutable last turn. So we're going to play the Lord here. I'm sorry, we're going to play the Silvergill here. And I'm trying to figure out how much to commit to the board here. We have so much gas. I'm almost tempted to play out another Lord and force him to blow it on the next turn. Because then we have a couple more to force this one, and then we have a Master of Waves to follow up on after that. Problem is he's going to have Tron again after we. Gosh. This matchup changes so differently if we're on the play and we get to seize and get out ahead of this stuff. See, if we go slow, then we get blown out just by him hitting Tron by getting rid of it. And if we go fast, obviously we lose more guys to the O stone. But I think we just have to get in as much damage as possible. I mean, we are presenting lethal next turn, so that at least forces him to blow it next turn. Oh, he suspended a Lotus Bloom over there? I didn't see that. That's an interesting Tron piece. This is what he should. So he's sandbagging the mine. So he could have Tron this turn if he wanted. I'm very confused. Okay, so he has it. Infinite mana. I think we're probably pretty dead here. Tron is fairly rage-inducing to play against. So we'll go ahead and make him pop it. It won't kill our Mutavault, so we will get in for 2 damage. My joke is always that you could program Robo Rosewater to play Tron to 95% efficiency. Deck doesn't have to make very many decisions. Casting big stuff is fun, but it doesn't take a lot of decision making. It's 4. What are you doing over there? 5. Yep. Okay. Yep, that is a good play. Interesting, though. I think he actually meant to target... If he just pops this now, he's going to lose this Oso, and he should have put the fate counter. Yeah, our opponent actually really messed up here. He wanted to put the fate counter on itself, so that when he popped the other one, it wouldn't blow it up. Okay, I mean, I'll take it. We can't kill him next turn, and he has Tron. But if his cards do nothing, I guess that's an out. He's got a suspended, so the Lotus Bloom will come in next turn. Not that I think he needs more mana, but it's colored mana. That goes and gets the Sanctum of Ugin. Then he casts something we can't kill. Fair and balanced. Blows up his own O-Stone, still easily wins the game. 6-10. We're super dead. I guess we can rip Spreading Seas off the top, take him off of Tron. I don't really know what the plan is after that. Spreading Seas into land, I guess. Oh, there's the land. Alright, we'll play a couple Lords. Sure, I'll exile 20, why not? We're just getting Ulamogged again, right? Worm Coil, okay. Trying to figure out if we have outs here. We go Spreading Seas into Lord. We get in for 8. That doesn't kill him. I guess we could chump block with that Lord on the Ulamog, but then I don't think we're beating the Worm Coil because he'll gain 6. We could hit Snag, I guess. So I guess our out is... Nah, I just don't think we have anything, but we'll see. Okay, there's the Snag. We get in for 6. We're just breaking even with the Worm Coil at that point, and he gets to recast Ulamog. I think we're a mana short. We needed to go Spreading Seas into something. You can play Master of Waves. I guess we have to play Master of Waves. It does make a lot of tokens. We're going to go down to 4 cards in our library. I don't know about this one, boys, but we're trying. So we can... I mean, he'll probably just have a Karn or something. Yeah, obviously has the stirrings. This card should just be banned, man. People freaked out. Yeah, he hit the Karn, obviously. People freaked out over out of Eye getting banned without like realizing that yes, Eye getting banned made the deck worse. However, it also got all these upgrades with Ulamog and Sanctum Vugan, which Sanctum Vugan sure is just sort of the replacement, but it gets Ulamog and that's a pretty big deal. This card is just broken. No, this card has never been used fairly. It's not fair in this deck. It wasn't fair in Amulet Bloom. This is the deck. Even the Eldrazi decks were playing it. The green red Eldrazi decks. It's legitimately it just gives way too much consistency. Okay, we're extremely dead. We got Troned. I guess I feel outplayed. Really, I guess we'll get the Spell Pierces in. Feels fairly futile. Useless. Not useless, actually, but this is useless. I don't want any... I mean, we could get the recalls, which are just okay. They're not even good, necessarily. We'll see how this goes. We'll try again. Maybe we won't get turn 4 Ulamoged. I guess it was turn 5, after our opponent blew up his own Oblivion Stone. I wonder if that was the Rubbins. I thought he just misclicked, but maybe it was just for the Rubbins because he didn't need it. I'd like to play first this time. Sure. You know, this is where the version. Some people do this with Merfolk. I never have, but I understand why people do. You play Seize Claim. You replace. You know, we have like the Thassa and the Monastery Siege and the Snag, and a couple flex spots, right? And we use them for those cards. Other people use it for Seize Claim to mana screw people more. Okay, well that was a very bad draw. The one was all right. The second one not so good. But I can certainly see C's claim. You know, it makes a big difference in Tron, and for a while, you know, Tron comes in and out of the metagame. If this is pop for Ancient Stirrings, I am countering it. Okay, obviously. Okay, guess we're not getting turn 3 natural Tron this time. I would love to hit a Reejerey off the top, I believe. That would be the most mana efficient thing to do. Silvergill's alright. Oh no, we don't have another Merfolk. Blown out. Okay, this is an interesting one. So we're gonna attack, we get in our damage. I'm gonna snag my own Curse Catcher. This is... I actually don't think I've ever made this play, but in this weird hand with 2 snags and Silvergill, pretty sure it's correct. Now we can cast a Silvergill. So, I mean, we weren't doing anything before, right? We weren't being able to use any mana otherwise. This, we take the snag out of our hand, which isn't going to do much. We actually get an additional point of power onto the board because of it, so... And Sylvan Scrying, so he's going to have Tron on us next turn. So maybe we'll get lucky and rip the Spreading Seas off the top. Nope. That's still a very good draw, though, because it now means Pyroclasm doesn't kill us, nor does Kozilek's return. I think we just do this, get in there for as much damage as we can, which is 11. Now, if he does have, if his payoff card here is Wormcoil, we can snag it and win. So it's a possibility. If he just Trons into, yeah, obviously. 7/8, conveniently enough for O-Stone. Which actually doesn't kill us. I'd be fine with him having O-Stone, as a matter of fact, if that was the payoff here. Because it means... Yeah, this is fine. So we get to get him for 2 with our Mutavault. He has to pop the O-Stone to blow up our board, which is fine, because we knock him down to 1, and then as soon as he eventually plays a creature, we'll kill him with Vapor Snag. That weird little Silvergill Curse Catcher play and the additional 2 points of damage we got out of it by having this in play over this at the cost of a card is going to turn out to be pretty worth it, I think. Well, we have lethal on board. We have a Curse Catcher. It's actually important. It means if he has a Karn or something, if that's his next payoff spell, it doesn't matter. If he has a Wormcoil, he dies. Even if he plays another Tron land and casts Ulamog, he dies. So I feel fairly good that we're going to steal a game here. The heavy O-Stone versions are pretty rough for Merfolk. You know, I've had a lot of varying experiences playing against Tron, and sometimes you just one Spreading Seas is all it takes to take them off, or you actually beat their Karn because you have Aether Vial and spam the board. But a lot of O-Stones are just pretty good against you if they actually go slower and just turbo O-Stone instead of threats. But just go ahead and win this one. The Vapor Snag blowouts. That's where we keep them in. This is one of the reasons why Dismember is not always better than Vapor Snag. Vapor Snag protects your own guys. I mean, Vapor Snag basically, if we look at it this way, won the game. It allowed us to cast that Curse Catcher or that Silvergill when we needed to. It got rid of that. Dismember would not have gotten rid of that. Let's see if we can steal a game 3. Okay. Well, this is slow, but it has a vial that automatically makes it faster, and we're on the draw, so we're keeping it. I mean, we have to. You assume you always have to draw well to win against them, and this hand has the potential to really explode out. If we hit another 2-mana Lord, basically any other 1 or 2 drop here, we'll be able to put out a lot of power very quickly. So I mean, we needed to get a little lucky. We failed to do so, but we're hanging in there. We can play Rejury next turn. Hopefully hit a 2-drop. Our opponent's still digging for Tron, so he's been a little slower. But if we'd had the Curse Catcher to punish him here, that would have been great. I mean, it's still fine if we hit, as long as we hit a 2-drop next turn, so we'd still be mana efficient. He only hit a Spellsky with that. So if we get a Rejury in play next turn along with a 2-drop, that would be great. So that's what we want to draw here. Okay, that's a pretty good one. So it's worth noting that putting something into play with Aether Vial does not trigger Mirror Rejury. Only when you cast something, which means even if the spell is countered, you still get the trigger. All right, so let's think for a second if we want to play Thassa or Rejury here. Next turn we can. So this is a situation where we'd have 1, 2, 3, 4 when we play this, but next turn we play more creatures and we get in for 5, which is more damage than we're getting from playing a Rejury. However, the consideration is we may be able to combo-ish with Rejuries, where we play Rejury here, we untap, take this up to 3, put in the second Rejury, cast whatever Merfolk we draw, and if that Merfolk is a 1, if it's a Curse Catcher, we actually get to create mana to play Master of Waves. At the very least, we can then vial in the Thassa, right? We could vial in Rejury, cast a second Rejury, untap the vial, put in Thassa, have lethal on the next turn. Yeah, we'll go for that. We don't get in for any damage this turn. This is rough. I mean, but we have to. The fact that our opponent's Ancient Stirrings only got a Spellsky means maybe, just maybe he won't have turn 4 Tron. Just kidding, he always does. They always do. Yeah, okay, that's the most beatable of payoff cards, actually. So the other consideration to playing the Thassa last turn is, I mean, we would have gotten to Scry. Although in this, as it turns out, hitting that land would have been fine. Let's see here. Start with this. He gets to protect it, so we're actually going to need to find a Spreading Seas here. Master. See if he lets us get by with it. I think we're putting ourselves in a good situation to win next turn if he doesn't have anything. Because it'll be a situation where we can use the snag to force him to pop the Spellsky and then cast a Merfolk to tap down the Worm Coil. Now if he just has some sort of... Yep, as expected. Burn 2 life. I would like to tap Spellsky. Okay, I mean, we lose very hard to the board wipe. We win the game otherwise, so... the only thing we could have done differently here was to untap the island instead, to have Vapor Snag for one of our own guys if he board wiped, or after the board wipe, but again, the Spellsky just sort of wrecks the plan. But as it stands right now, we're going to get to Scry, assuming he just has... It depends what he has, I guess, but we even beat... It's all going to depend on what we draw, I guess. He could have a lot of different things. We can beat some of them. We can't beat others. I think we could beat Karn. I don't think we can beat Ulamog. I don't think we can beat O-Stone, but we can beat Karn. His hand just got to be all gas, I think, though. Wow, maybe not. Wow. Okay. We certainly have some outs here. Alright, let's make some use of this scrying ability. Would like to keep that. Would not like to use this. Alright, here's the plan. We Vapor Snag the Worm Coil. He redirects the spell skite. He goes to 17. We cast Regery. We tap the Worm Coil. We attack with everything and kill him. Sure. I mean, I don't know of some sort of instance. I guess we lose pretty hard to Fog. Tap. And tap your forest. Let's find out if you got Fog. Oh my gosh, we won. Wow, good match against Tron right there. That was something. That was a great game, actually. Great match.